Got to go away from your screen, but you want to continue listening, you can do so on Turfs Up Radio. You can search in the App Store or on the internet radio for Turfs Up, and you'll get a simulcast of the audio from this broadcast when you're out doing the barn, or even if you come here tailgating tomorrow, you can listen to us all day long if you wish. So now, the rider who has been USEF National 4-Star Champion here several times with Veronica, a horse she will ride at Badminton next week. Lauren Kiefer with Jackie Mars's Vermiculus. Vermiculus completed Buccolo in 2015, top 10 in the Jockey Club in Ocala last November, second at Carolina and third at the Fork this spring.
Well, I know Lauren and Bug have been working very, very hard on the dressage. That is his weakness. He tends to get a little bit buzzy. He is part Arab. He's an Anglo-Arab. He is the full brother to Snooze Alarm, the first horse she took in her career to the 4-star level here at Rolex Kentucky 3-Day. Now the Land Rover Kentucky 3-Day, here she is with the full brother Vermiculus.
So we had that information before, and this year I've got the next step of the thing, which is Vermiculus is Latin for maggot, because Snooze Alarm's nickname at home was Maggot.
That is very true. And how about that? So, and I actually was influential in that name, Maggot, which...
I mean, you're always looking up your Roman gods and things and telling me about the classics and your Latin tags, Karen.
Yeah. She's having a great start. She really has worked very hard on producing a better trot for this horse, which, as we talked about with Ronald Tried, is all about getting more engagement and getting more of an uphill look. He has a very tight and functional rear end, but it's short coupled, and sometimes the short coupled horses are the most difficult to get engaged. And short couple means that there is a very short distance from the back of the saddle to the top of the horse's croup. I think the trot work has been quite smooth, very rhythmical, and Lauren navigates such a lovely test always on all of her horses. Here they're looking for a very big overstep in the extended walk. Now let's watch as she changes the extended walk to the medium walk. There the nose is nice out. There's a lot of length from of the horse's neck, the dropping of the neck as well. And you see, unlike what we saw in Ronald, there's no change in the hand position. There is change in the frame of the horse and the length of the horse's frame. You can see his little butt, we call that little bubble butt, because it's like, just looks like bubble. I mean, that's just sort of an American thing, but now she's really got to keep him engaged and push him into a halt. Yeah, he just leaves that right hind slightly. They won't mark her off too bad for that, but they will mark her off for the dropping of the head and neck and the resistance in the mouth and the swishing of the tail. Very good into the canter, but he is distracting with his tail, and sometimes the judges can mark you down, and sometimes they just leave it alone. Now the first of several flying changes. Quite good. A little pushy to the left leg, but otherwise good. What you're really looking up for the big marks, and we see this in the really big championships, is a lift, an animation, and straightness. Absolute straightness from nose to tail.
So, Karen, if you see horses out running in the field, as you can do here in the horse park and the gallop, they will always do a clean change. What is it about the rider, and then why are we testing it? Because it is actually a test of the rider, isn't it?
Well, for sure. I mean, it's very true when somebody says, well, he's just learning his changes. You want to question that response, because it is quite a bit the responsibility of the rider, understanding the technique, now let's see her go straight. She's got to change his weight, and then he makes a nice change. So the horse does those things instinctively when he's out in the field, but the skill level and the skill set required to do that smoothly and effortlessly and invisible takes a long time.
But to my mind, what it's testing is it's the horse's reaction to the rider's aids and of collection and change. And that is expressed as a flying change. That's the way to test it. But we're not actually testing the horse's ability to change. We're testing its ability to react to command. Yes,
and the horses within that is all of the things that they mark at the end of the test, which is the paces, the impulsion, the submission, and the rider's ability.
So just looking at that score, it's very important. 68.6 there at the score at the moment. Equi Ratings have put in a big number, 31.1 penalty score. That's a crucial number at the moment because that puts you within one pole on the final day of Mickey Young and Fisher O'Connor.
You know, the thing that Lauren's going to be most excited about is what he just did right there, that he's so settled and so relaxed that at the end of the test, she drops the reins on an Anglo-Arab and pets him on both sides of the neck, and everybody cheers, and he just is very, very willing to be quiet and just so happy and pleasurable. Here we're looking at that nice right to left flying change. Gets the lift. So really, the only thing I would mark down is the way the horse reinbacks, where he drops out from under her, and that's one movement. And as we both know, you can have one movement that's not so good and still have a good score.
Well, we're standing by for what promises to be quite a good score for Vermiculus and Lauren Kiefer. Again, not going to quite catch Mickey Young and Fisher O'Connor at the head of affairs, but if she can put herself into competitive touch.
Well, and this guy is a very, very good cross-country horse and show jumping. Very careful, clear show jumping horse, so we like that.
So that's the final warm-up. A couple of our riders working out there. A very relaxed-looking Bug Kiefer. And 31.2, we said the important number was 31.1 to be within a pole of Young. She is 0.1 of a penalty off that.
And tied.
70, 67, 68, and yes, tied for second with Boyd Martin and Setzeleg at the moment.
Oh my God, she's going to be so excited.
Lauren Kiefer and Vermiculus in the early part of the course now, coming to the water park at 4.
Ollie Cannon and H.A. here at the fog pond, and they head now to the victory brush.
And Lauren Kiefer makes that look really easy. Lauren Kiefer is going over to Great Britain to ride in Babington next week as well.
Ollie Cannon and HHS King Jules just 4 from home now. Still having just the 3 inside that optimum time of 11 and 3. Looking at Ollie Cannon. They completed the CIC 3-star at the Cloud 11 Gavilan, North Carolina International just a couple of weeks ago. Sound Prospect, a 16-year-old thoroughbred gelding, and Allie Knowles now clear over the market table as they head to the double brush at 3.
Lauren Kiefer and Vermiculus for the United States clear of the picnic table, up down to Pete's Hollow. Vermiculus jumps to the table in the bottom of the hollow. Another one to go the direct route straight up the steep bank. Not many in competition, but of course Camarillo, the winner box sprint, was so successful with Great Britain. That was an Anglo-Arab, so they are talented.
Water Park at 4. That's right.
Lauren Kiefer.
Linekeeper of Vermiculus, just approaching the Waterview cabin before the head of the lake.
Vermiculus, really nice down into the head of the lake and over the corner. Back over there. Having a lovely ride on Vermiculus now, going to the Cicada at 20.
And Prospect now heading towards Roma Grand Tower.
United States with the Landioso. 16 years old, and completed the Land Rover Burley Horse Trials last year, and this year they raced at the Carolina International, and the showing, and it's really had some good form for this horse, and it goes to the mark table at 2.
Allie Knowles and Sound Prospect clear at the picnic table. On their way through Pete's Hollow.
Through the front pond with Lauren Kiefer. That's it. That's the 4 so far. Down to the last two, still full of running, Vermiculus. And the openers shot the bar, question.
Six time penalties yesterday on cross country to put them in 10th overnight on 34.8.
She will have already gained a bit of experience by going around once on Monte Carlo. That looks like that's taking a bit of time there to the third. I hope she factors that in for time allowed.
Lauren is twice USEF national 4-star champion here with Veronica, the horse she will ride next week at Badminton.
A little bit of a stutter off the ground and she gets away with it. He didn't quite cover that back rail. This pace has to keep coming. She angles left to right over the Rolex Oxer to get over across the arena to 8AB. And he gets that done. He's a very clever, careful little horse. Here we are at Liverpool. A bit of a rub behind. Oh, geez. That looked like a bit of a skimmer. Just needs to put him together for these last two jumps. Now on to the last. See if she's going to catch that time allowed.
85 seconds on the clock, that's okay. It is clear round 3 in a row.
3 in a row.
3 for the United States of America in a row as well. Lauren Kiefer and Vermiculus looked very impressive yesterday, just outside the optimum time. They're staying on their overnight score, 34.8, and they will finish inside the top 10. No lower than 9th at the Land Rover Kentucky for 2018.
That's a real trier, this little bug. She's the only rider he's ever had, so the partnership is very solid. He's had a fantastic weekend. Top 10 finish. She should be so proud of him.